Welcome back to BNB Spoilers channel. Today, we're diving into the swirling speculation about Taylor Hayes and her future on The Bold and the Beautiful. Will she stay and fight for her place, or is another heartbreaking exit on the horizon? Let's explore the drama and what it means for Taylor's journey. It's no secret that Taylor Hayes has faced a relentless cycle of heartbreak and rejection on The Bold and the Beautiful. Fans are all too familiar with the pattern. Taylor fights valiantly for her chance at happiness, only to be overshadowed and ultimately pushed aside by Brooke Logan. With Ridge Forrester constantly caught in the middle, it often feels like Taylor is destined to play second fiddle to Brooke's seemingly unstoppable determination. Despite her best efforts to hold her ground, Taylor's love for Ridge has often left her vulnerable to heartbreak. And now, with her recent dalliance with Ridge exposed, it seems history is repeating itself. Brooke's ability to manipulate situations in her favor has left fans wondering if Taylor will once again pack her bags and leave Los Angeles, her broken heart in tow. Taylor's potential departure wouldn't come as a surprise to longtime viewers, who have seen her retreat countless times when the going gets tough. The idea of Taylor leaving town has become almost synonymous with her storyline, a recurring theme that underscores her struggles to carve out a space for herself amidst the dominance of Brooke and Ridge's tumultuous relationship. Whether it's due to Brooke's unyielding grip on Ridge or the emotional toll of constantly being undermined, Taylor's exits always seem to follow the same script: a quiet retreat, a sense of resignation, and an overwhelming feeling of defeat. Fans who have supported Taylor through the years can't help but feel frustrated by this cycle, which often leaves her character sidelined rather than empowered. The speculation about Taylor's future has reached a fever pitch on social media, with fans debating whether actress Rebecca Budig, who portrays Taylor, might soon exit the show. While there's been no official word from Budig or the producers of The Bold and the Beautiful, the chatter is hard to ignore. Budig herself hinted last year that her time on the show might be limited, which only adds fuel to the fire. If Taylor does indeed leave, it will be yet another example of her character being written out when the going gets tough, rather than being allowed to fight for her place. This speculation has left fans divided, with some lamenting the idea of losing Taylor once again, while others argue that her departure feels inevitable given the way her storylines have been handled. Taylor's struggles on the show have always centered around her unshakable love for Ridge and her fierce rivalry with Brooke. While her relationship with Ridge is undeniably passionate, it's also fraught with complications. Ridge's inability to fully commit to Taylor has created a cycle of hope and disappointment, leaving her perpetually in Brooke's shadow. Despite her best efforts to build a life with Ridge, Taylor's happiness is always short-lived, thanks in large part to Brooke's uncanny ability to swoop in and reclaim Ridge's heart. Brooke's dominance in their love triangle often leaves Taylor feeling like an outsider, a role that has defined much of her time on the show. As heartbreaking as Taylor's position may be, it also speaks to the emotional depth and complexity of her character. Taylor is a woman who wears her heart on her sleeve, driven by love and a desire to create a stable, happy life. Her vulnerability is what makes her so relatable to fans, who see in her the struggles of someone who wants desperately to be loved, but is constantly let down by the people she cares about most. It's this relatability that has made Taylor such a beloved character, even as her storylines often leave her at a disadvantage. Fans root for Taylor because they see her as the underdog, someone who deserves far more than the heartbreak she's been dealt. The question now is whether Taylor can break free from this cycle and find a new path forward. Is it time for her to step away from Ridge and Brooke's drama and focus on herself? Many fans believe Taylor's character deserves a storyline that allows her to grow beyond her relationship with Ridge. Whether it's a new love interest, a career milestone, or a personal journey of self-discovery, there's so much potential for Taylor to evolve into a stronger, more independent character. If the writers are willing to take that leap, Taylor could finally break free from the shadow of Brooke and Ridge and claim her own narrative. Of course, the possibility of Taylor leaving the bold and the beautiful altogether looms large. If her storyline doesn't allow her to find the happiness and stability she deserves, it's not hard to imagine her making another exit from Los Angeles. While such a departure would undoubtedly leave fans heartbroken, it could also provide an opportunity for Taylor to return in the future with a fresh perspective and new goals. Whether she chooses to stay and fight or leave and regroup, Taylor's journey is far from over. The enduring love fans have for her character ensures that her story will continue to resonate, no matter where it leads. As the speculation about Taylor's future continues, one thing is certain: her journey is a reflection of the complexities and challenges that define the bold and the beautiful. Taylor's storylines have always been rich with emotion, and her struggles with love, loyalty, and self-worth make her one of the most compelling characters on the show. Whether she stays to fight for her place or embarks on a new chapter elsewhere, Taylor's resilience and vulnerability will continue to captivate fans. Next, we'll explore the contrasting perspectives of Steffi and Finn as they navigate the emotional complexities of their families. From Steffi's idealized dreams to Finn's grounded realism, this storyline sheds light on how their views on love, loyalty, and family dynamics couldn't be more different. Let's dive in. Finn is not the kind of person who gets swept away by nostalgia or grand ideas of rekindling broken relationships. In Wednesday's episode of The Bold and the Beautiful, Finn made it abundantly clear that he has no desire for his parents, Jack and Lee, to reunite. His position stems from a deeply personal understanding of the pain his mother endured during and after their marriage. Finn believes that Lee deserves so much more than what Jack ever gave her, a sentiment that resonates with viewers who've seen Lee's strength in the face of betrayal. Finn's perspective is refreshingly realistic for a show where love triangles and second chances often dominate the narrative. He's not interested in trying to win some abstract family game. Instead, Finn values honesty and emotional well-being over appearances or nostalgia. His stance is a subtle but powerful reminder that not all broken relationships are worth mending. Steffi, however, takes a very different approach. She continues to hold on to the romanticized notion that her parents, Ridge and Taylor, belong together. For Steffi, the idea of reuniting her parents is less about their individual happiness and more about fulfilling her own vision of a perfect family. To her, Ridge and Taylor being together represents a win for the Forrester family, a triumph over years of heartbreak, infidelity, and wavering loyalties. Steffi's determination is rooted in the belief that her father is better off with her mother, even though Ridge's history of indecision and betrayal tells a different story. Steffi views Ridge as flawed but redeemable, and she seems blind to the toxic patterns that have plagued her parents' relationship for years. This steadfast belief, though well-intentioned, highlights her inability to see the bigger picture. The contrast between Steffi's rose-colored glasses and Finn's pragmatic approach reveals a significant divide in how they view relationships and family dynamics. Steffi's unwavering faith in her parents' potential reunion borders on naivety, while Finn's refusal to entertain the idea of his parents reconciling is grounded in a more mature understanding of love and respect. Finn's willingness to acknowledge Jack's failures and Lee's worth is a refreshing departure from the idealism that often defines Steffi's character. Finn's perspective underscores a key difference between the two: he's focused on emotional health and accountability, whereas Steffi seems more concerned with the symbolic victory of her parents' reunion. Steffi's fixation on reuniting her parents is not without its flaws. Her insistence on overlooking Ridge's waffling ways speaks to her desire to create a narrative where her family triumphs over adversity. She's willing to ignore the reality of Ridge's history, his tendency to treat Taylor as a backup option whenever things go south with Brooke. For Steffi, the end goal is all that matters: a picture-perfect family where Ridge and Taylor are together, and the Forrester name reigns supreme. But this idealized vision comes at a cost. Steffi's inability to see the toxicity in her parents' relationship suggests that she's more invested in appearances than in their actual happiness. Her determination, while admirable in its passion, risks perpetuating the same cycles of hurt that have defined her family's dynamics for years. Finn's reflections on his own family offer a stark contrast to Steffi's approach. Unlike Steffi, Finn isn't blinded by sentimentality or a need for closure. He recognizes the harm his father caused and refuses to romanticize the idea of his parents getting back together. Finn's declaration that "my mom deserves better" is a poignant moment that underscores his respect for Lee's strength and resilience. It's a sentiment that Steffi could learn from, especially when it comes to her own mother, Taylor. Finn's grounded perspective serves as a counterbalance to Steffi's idealism, reminding viewers that sometimes the healthiest choice is to move forward rather than look back. The tension between Steffi and Finn's views on family and reconciliation adds a compelling layer to their relationship. While they share a deep love and mutual respect, their differing opinions highlight the challenges of navigating complex family dynamics. Steffi's determination to push for her parents' reunion is rooted in her own unresolved feelings, while Finn's reluctance to entertain the idea of his parents reconciling speaks to his understanding of the emotional damage that's already been done. This contrast raises important questions about how they'll navigate future disagreements, particularly when it comes to their own family. Taylor's role in this storyline cannot be overlooked. As the object of Steffi's determination and Ridge's wavering affections, Taylor finds herself at the center of a narrative she never fully controls. Steffi's belief that Taylor deserves a man like Ridge is well-meaning but misguided. Taylor has spent years being Ridge's second choice, and while she may still love him, her happiness should not be tied to his indecision. Finn's perspective, that Lee deserves better, offers a parallel lesson that Steffi has yet to learn. Taylor, like Lee, deserves a love that is steadfast and unwavering, not one that is contingent on someone else's whims. Ultimately, this storyline offers a fascinating exploration of how personal experiences shape our views on love and family. Steffi's idealism, rooted in her desire for a perfect family, clashes with Finn's realism, born from his first-hand experience of betrayal and pain. Their differing perspectives create a dynamic that is both relatable and thought-provoking, highlighting the complexities of navigating family relationships in the face of history and heartbreak. As The Bold and the Beautiful continues to delve into these emotional storylines, fans are left wondering, will Steffi ever see the truth about her parents' toxic dynamic? Can Finn's grounded approach help her recognize the value of moving forward rather than clinging to the past? Next, we're diving into the simmering drama that's about to explode in Los Angeles. With secrets, revenge, and seduction in the air, Steffi's picture-perfect life is hanging by a thread as Hope sets her sights on a shocking new target. Buckle up, because this ride is about to get bumpy. If Hope's plan for revenge against Steffi succeeds, the fallout could be nothing short of catastrophic. Steffi's marriage to Finn has long been her anchor, but it's also her Achilles heel, and Hope knows it. The possibility of Finn being swayed by Hope's advances would not only destroy Steffi's personal life, but also shatter the carefully curated image of her as a strong, successful woman. And even if Finn resists, the mere fact that Hope is coming after him could send shockwaves through Steffi's world. Hope's actions won't just test Steffi's relationship, they'll also challenge her reputation. Steffi has always been known for her cunning moves, but having the tables turned so dramatically could leave her reeling. Will she rise to the challenge, or will Hope's calculated revenge prove to be too much for her to handle? The ripple effects of Hope's bold strategy are bound to create drama far beyond the immediate fallout. For Steffi, who has spent so much of her life in control, losing her grip on Finn would be devastating. And for Hope, the consequences of her actions might not be as satisfying as she expects. Revenge is a dangerous game, and once the wheels are in motion, it's impossible to predict where it will end. Could Hope's plan backfire, leaving her to face unintended heartbreak of her own? The Logan family has a history of bold, often reckless behavior, and Hope's latest scheme is no exception. The emotional stakes have never been higher, and fans are bracing themselves for a storm of epic proportions. Hope's decision to target Finn is both calculated and deeply personal. After years of feeling like Steffi has undermined her happiness, Hope is ready to fight fire with fire. She's tried to seduce Finn before, but this time, she's coming armed with a strategy designed to exploit Steffi's biggest vulnerabilities. Hope knows that Finn's loyalty is both his strength and his weakness, and she's determined to make him see her in a different light. Pulling out all the stops, from charm to seduction, Hope's goal isn't just to win Finn over, it's to plant seeds of doubt in his mind about his relationship with Steffi. This isn't just about stealing Steffi's husband, it's about reclaiming her power in the ongoing war between the Forresters and the Logans. The tension between Hope and Finn is already palpable, and the stakes are only getting higher. While Finn has always seemed steadfast in his commitment to Steffi, the cracks in their marriage are starting to show. Finn's history of being the good guy makes him vulnerable to Hope's carefully orchestrated charm offensive. But will he succumb to temptation, or will he stand firm in his loyalty to Steffi? Either way, the drama that unfolds is sure to keep fans glued to their screens. Finn's decisions in the coming weeks could change everything, not just for him and Steffi, but for the entire Forrester-Logan dynamic. Hope's actions are rooted in years of pent-up frustration and a desire to reclaim control over her life. Steffi's repeated interference in Hope's relationships has pushed her to a breaking point, and this latest plot is the ultimate act of defiance. By going after Finn, Hope is hitting Steffi where it hurts most, and the stakes couldn't be higher. This isn't just about love or revenge, it's about power. Hope's determination to turn the tables on Steffi reveals a side of her character that viewers rarely see: bold, unapologetic, and willing to take risks. But will her plan bring the satisfaction she craves, or will it leave her more broken than ever? Meanwhile, Steffi's latest scheme against Hope is what set this chain of events in motion. Her decision to enlist her friend Daphne to sabotage Hope's relationship with Carter was a bold move, but it may have been a step too far. While Daphne's efforts to drive a wedge between Hope and Carter seemed promising at first, the fashion world is too tight-knit for secrets to stay hidden for long. As Hope begins to piece together Steffi's involvement, her anger turns into a laser-focused determination to retaliate. Steffi's tactics may have worked in the past, but this time, she may have underestimated Hope's capacity for revenge. Targeting Carter was one thing, but when Hope's relationship was threatened, it awakened a side of her that Steffi wasn't prepared to face. Hope's fury at Steffi isn't just about Carter, it's about a history of betrayal that dates back to her love story with Thomas. Steffi's interference in Hope's relationships has been a recurring theme, and Hope has finally had enough. By going after Finn, Hope is making a statement: she's no longer willing to play the victim in Steffi's games. This time, she's fighting back, and she's not holding anything back. Her strategy is bold, her determination unshakable, and the consequences for everyone involved are impossible to predict. This isn't just a storyline about revenge, it's a battle for control, love, and power in a world where loyalty is fragile and betrayal is just a heartbeat away. As the drama heats up, fans are left wondering how far Hope is willing to go and whether Steffi can withstand the fallout. Will Finn become a pawn in their game, or will he be the one to put an end to the chaos? With every move Hope makes, the stakes get higher, and the lines between right and wrong blur. One thing is certain, no one will come out of this unscathed. Stay tuned for more updates, because in the world of the bold and the beautiful, nothing is ever simple, and the fallout from this explosive storyline is just beginning.